Hey guys, OFSREagle here bringing you a brand new video today. Today I'm taking a little departure from my BXR series breakdown by review. I'm going to be going over some new findings I have in PLAZA. I'm going to highlight one jump that I can't take credit for. I'm aware of it by Shyway. It's a jump that Shotzi did. I don't know who made the jump, but I just want to break it down for you guys. And also some new implementations using the taxi. So let's just get right into it. So this first jump here is for underbridge to top bridge. Now, it isn't the most useful jump. There are a lot of more cleaner ways to get up here and not as risky. The jump itself is this, where you kind of slide through the pillars here, and as you just saw, you just kind of like slide through and like hold crouch, and Capital Killer was in my way there, but you go through and you slide, and it's easy because this is a hard object, right? Your Spartan can collide with it. So even though you feel like you're kind of like going through, you see that little collision there, that'll really mess you up. So you have to like really stay to the left, and you can slide, jump, hold crouch, and turn. And you saw in the first try when I did it, it worked fine. But you have to hit it just right in order for it to work. It's very nifty. It's like, but it feels good when you get it. And so what you have to do is you have to kind of hug and turn a little bit this way. And then as you're airborne, you're going to actually move your stick, your movement stick, to the left. So even though you kind of like turn right a bit, when done right, you while you're in midair, you ever so slightly go to the left while you're turning to the right with your right stick, and then holding crouch and clambering, and that's how you actually get it to work. And you have to hold crouch the entire time. Now, as you've seen, I've missed it like 3 times in a row. It's very easy to miss, especially because your head can bump it on your head bumps there. So the other way to make it work is by actually stabilizing and like thrusting in. So it's very easy to miss the threshold to clamber. And so as you see, like even right there, when I go to like slide through, I collide. I do like a little pinball action. You want to avoid that. So that's why you have to like direct your Spartan and really finesse him through. And so like right there, another shortcut you can take. It doesn't have as much of a tactical advantage because you do use your thrust. You do show up on radar then. But you can like purposefully like go to the outside, like really cut hard to the left and slide out, and then you thrust to the right, so like that, and then you clamber in. That will work just as fine. It feels better when you can do the whole thing without a thrust. But the reason why I said it's probably not that great of a jump to do in game is simply because the goal that you're trying to do is more than likely juke someone who is sitting in dip, right? That's kind of the goal. And so, with the risk that's associated, you're probably going to be shot at, so your sprint might get compromised. So, the other way to do it is just as what you saw Capital Killer there do. You can actually just jump, hold crouch, and clamber this light post, and it achieves the same effect. You end up towards this side of the bridge, then you do the left, but either way, it's kind of the same story. You can even do something like this, where if you need to sprint, you can. You can just sprint, jump, hold crouch, and as long as you're far enough to the outside of that light post, you clamber it just fine. So I just wanted to highlight this jump because it is still fun to do no matter what. Like, it's just kind of fun and interesting, and you really have to work on your finer leg movements with your Spartan. The next jump I wanted to showcase is something that I believe that I found exclusively a certain angle by myself. So it utilizes this taxi here. So when getting to light rifle, or Orange Hall area up there, from this bottom mid position, the only way I really knew how to do it was by jumping on top of the taxi, hit the light post and clamber and come over, right? To me, you have to like go out of the way and come back in, and it's kind of cumbersome. Another jump that I utilize with the taxi, especially in free-for-all, because in free-for-all on PLAZA, the snipe spawns where OV is, and there is a spawn that occurs a lot of times right here at the start of the game. And so what I have a habit of doing is just jump, thrust, hold jump, and you get right up here. You in fact it allows you to skip the clambering the awning right there, right? Is it turns the taxi into a ramp. And then as I was playing around with it, I realized you have these angles, because this is the ramp that you're going off of. You have those angles all around it. And so I realized that there is no real good way to get to light rifle, right? Apart from the one I just showed you. And then when I kind of implemented what I had for taxi for top mid, you can do the same to Orange Hall. And even though right there was a little bit of a slow stabilize and clamber, done right, it's actually a very fast move. So it should look something like this. Really fast and really easy and really consistent as well. That's what's nice about it. You know, unlike this guy over here, it's not as consistent. This one is pretty easy to do. So I'm going to break it down for you. All you have to do is you're going to sprint. You have to be at a full sprint. And then you're going to jump, and it's kind of like a kneecap thrust. It can be thought of as kneecapping. So if you see like right there, I do kind of kneecap it, but because it's just enough of an angled surface, you resume your sprint on it. So what you have to do is you jump thrusts, hold jump, and then stabilize clamber. The angle that I'm going for is right on this door handle of the taxi, and I'm kind of starting. When I start my sprint, you can kind of start from any angle, but you want to, by the time you hit the sewer grate, you want to be lining up to the left side of the sewer grate towards right here on the Prius. Jump, thrust, hold jump. Now if you do too early like you just saw me do, you go over it. But done right, you really want to delay that jump till right before you feel like you're going to run into the taxi, or else you jump over it like you saw me do. So jump, thrust, hold jump, stabilize, hold crouch, clamber. And it's a really fast, unexpected way up here to light rifle. I recently just found it. I've only used it once in game, and when it did, like, it just, you can bypass someone. Like, if, let's just say you someone's driveway, you can, let's say, force them to back up, and now all of a sudden you can flank them this way, right? Like, there's so many options with it. And now the same thing kind of applies, not just going to top mid. This to me isn't as useful, but you can even hit top bridge with it, like that. To me, it's not as useful, simply because, like what you just saw, capital attempt there. You can just sit on top of the taxi or the Prius, and just jump, hold, crouch, clamber, hit the light post. So to me, there's already a more efficient and safer way to attempt this thing. It's maybe not as fast, but you don't use any Spartan abilities, so you're off radar if you're in HCS, and you don't burn your thrust, so you have that if you need to, like, oh, let me thrust back or something. Versus this, there is real no other way to get to light rifle as quick as this method. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, all you're gonna do is sprint, jump, thrust, and that's kind of the speed at which you do it. Jump, thrust. It needs to be really quick. It really is not as consistent if you delay the jump, or if you jump early and delay the thrust like this. Like, it's just so much harder to hit. Some people do have a habit of doing that. Like, I don't know. For me, right as your feet hit about here, you're going to jump, thrust, and then after your Spartan is clear of any contact with that Prius, then you hold jump, then you stabilize, and then you spam clamber, and you're good. So let me know what you guys think of it. I just find it useful. I like it. I just want to make this short little video to let you guys know about it. And if you have any questions, be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.